Anybody ready for some musical chairs?
Hell
The
yeah.
the road to vengeance has taken its last stop, and I, going into this show, didn't even realize. I thought we had like one more Raw yet left. I think at one point Triple H is like this Sunday, and I'm like, holy, this Sunday? The show's this Sunday? I didn't even realize it, but yeah, this is the end of our Road to Vengeance 2004 run here. Our next show will be Vengeance 2004, and then we'll talk about what shows we're doing afterwards at the end of this one. But after this, we're gonna go a little random. We'll back to the old random stuff. But before we start the show, obviously there's big news involving pro wrestling that we want to cover.
Oh
Sad,
yeah.
yeah, sadly, a couple days ago, we lost the ruler of the world, Psycho Sid. So rest in peace, Psycho Sid. You got any memories? I know, obviously, that was
You
before.
know, here's the thing. Yeah, he was before my time.
Right.
But I used to watch the when it was WWE 24/7. They'd
Yeah.
always have the Raws from the Attitude Era.
Right.
So I think it was up until '99 when when it switched over when they just cut the service altogether because they were getting ready for the network in 2012.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause that was going to happen back then. Um, so I don't have any like super distinct memories of Psycho Sid
Right.
other than him supposedly shitting his pants at WrestleMania 13, which didn't happen.
Who made that rumor?
I don't know. It was a persistent rumor for years that when Undertaker tombstoned him, Sid shit his pants.
Oh wow.
But no, the only thing that I knew from Psycho Sid, other than his promo work being pretty, was when he broke his leg in one
Oh
of the
yeah.
most
Yeah.
horrific incidents.
If you have not seen that, to anybody who watches, if you have not seen that, don't look it up. It is very gruesome. I will say this.
It's very fucked up.
See, I became a fan, and I've said this so many times on the show, but I became a fan Thanksgiving 2002. So technically, Sid is before my time, too. But I
Yeah.
have a lot of favorite moments of Sid. Obviously, his run late in the new generation era when he has the feud with Shawn Michaels. He wins the title at Survivor Series at the Garden. They freaking loved him, even though he was the heel. He was over big time with the fans. He beat Shawn. And then obviously they have the rematch at Royal Rumble 97.
Yep.
That match was probably even better. Both those matches were really good, though. I think Sid is very underrated promo wise. I mean, people point at the times he messed up, like, oh, we're live, pal, and the whole brain thing. I'm half the man you are, or however that
I
went.
got half the brain that you do.
Yeah. But two slip ups, just like you said, I've said plenty of times, a botch doesn't ruin a match. And two slip ups on the mic doesn't mean you're not good on the mic.
He was definitely entertaining. I'll give him. He was entertaining, especially two clips I saw recently of when Goldberg destroys his car and he just runs to the back.
Yes.
Goldberg.
That was great. And so that's not that exact moment, but that's another Sid not memory, because I guess technically if you watch something, it is a memory, but I didn't watch it when it happened. The Sid and Goldberg match, I want to say, was it Fall Brawl 99, I think? Sid and Goldberg had a match.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Sid and Goldberg had a match on a pay-per-view. It might have actually been 2000. I'm not even 100% sure. I'd have to look it up. But it was really good. Sid and Goldberg worked extremely well together. His run when he was like the Millennium Man, when he first came back to WCW in '99, was really good. What else? Other Sid moments.
Well,
Go ahead.
Sid's actually this is actually a little known fact because people tend to forget about the two WrestleManias that he was in.
Right.
he main evented WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
He kicked out a leg drop. Wasn't supposed to happen. He wasn't supposed to kick out, but freaking what was it? Was the Godfather, Papa Shango. Papa
Top
Shango
Shine, right.
missed his cue. He was
Yeah.
supposed to come out and stop the pin. So Sid is like one of the only people to have an actual like clean kick out
Yeah.
of the leg drop.
That's
And
crazy.
people tend to forget he actually made evented WrestleMania 13 as well.
Right.
It wasn't Austin Bret Hart.
No, that was
Probably should have
the
been,
best
but
match. Yeah. Well, at that time WWE was title has to go on last at WrestleMania, which I understand that. I enjoyed both of his WrestleMania main events, both of his WrestleMania matches. It's pretty crazy. He's only been on WrestleMania twice, and both times he went on last. That is amazing. That's amazing. Obviously, because
yeah,
he flipped back and forth from WCW to WWE so many times. That's why he barely wrestled at WrestleMania.
yeah. And I think the funny thing about because he's gone through so many names. He was Psycho Sid. He was Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
What else was there?
Uh,
I'm sure there were Sid Justice.
mhm. Yeah, he had so
I
many
think he went
rings.
from. I think the funny thing about his match with Hulk Hogan was that he was totally in the right to be like pissed off at Hogan
Right,
because
right.
in the '92 Rumble it was Hogan who pulled him out, and Hogan was just being a dick.
Yeah, Hogan came off as the heel, and in at least that moment,
Yeah,
kind
but
of made Hogan look like the heel in that whole build-up. Yeah, I agree.
WWE doesn't want you to think that because they ever since then they sweeten the crowd because apparently on the live feed they booed Hogan. So now whenever you watch it back, it's them cheering Hogan when he pulls it out.
Wow. They could have went with NWO Hogan in that moment. That could have been the heel turn, but Vince never wanted
Nah,
to. Vince never
I
wanted
don't
to.
blame him.
No, I agree. I agree. It's a
I mean,
very risky move to have the
to
guy
be
to build your company. Turn him heel. But go ahead.
yeah, but to be fair, Hogan wasn't even comfortable in turning heel until '96 because
Yeah.
remember when Hogan first came to WCW, they were trying to do Hulkamania again and it failed unbelievably horribly bad because the WCW fans were like, "What the fuck is this shit? Dungeon of Doom, the
Yeah.
Giant, the Yeti? What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. So rest in peace, Sid. Very a big part of the '90s, man. He was one of the biggest stars of the '90s on both shows, WWE, both companies, I should say, WWE, WCW. Big part of the new generation era, at least towards the end. And well, even in he was there in '95 too. So he was a part of that new generation era, an era that I have looked upon so fondly. It's a highly underrated era in my opinion. But yes, rest in peace, Sid. And let's get to it here. The July 5th, 2004 edition of Monday Night Raw. We have come to the final stop in the road to vengeance 2004. Obviously, WWE only uses the road to thing for WrestleMania pretty much, but that's just something I came up for to build up because I came up like right after we did Bad Blood 04. I said, why not we just keep this going and build up to the next pay-per-view? So I called it Road to Vengeance. And that's what our last 4 reviews have been called, the Road to Vengeance. And this is the final stop. Our next show will be Vengeance of 2004. But let's get into the go home show of Vengeance 2004, the July 2004 episode of Raw. Is there any way you could is it? It sounds like there's a lot of heavy wind outside.
I'm sorry, that's my fan. I'm trying to keep
Oh,
cool. I will push it
oh no,
further
I don't.
away.
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't
And
blame. I don't blame you one bit. If you have to keep cool, do it. Like I don't. I didn't realize. I thought that was coming from outside. No,
No,
if you are
it's a
too hot,
hurricane, Frank.
right? No, if you are too hot, I totally understand. I totally understand.
Ladies and
Well,
gentlemen, Frank is now making me.
no,
See, he is working me to death. If I pass out and die, folks, this is live. You're gonna be by the main event. I'll be like, oh my god.
we will get to what the main event is a little later in the review because we don't know what the main event is going into the show. But what we do know is Eric Bischoff is not at this show. I don't know if it's a storyline vacation or if he really put in for a 1 week vacation, but he's on vacation. Tro, who's the GM now?
Eugene.
Well, I really thought you were about to say it's me. I was like, wait, what?
It's me.
Yes, Eugene is the GM for tonight, and this leads to nothing but entertainment. A lot of great moments, and we even kick it off with a great moment. We have a number one contenders match to kick off the show.
Oh hell yeah, let's go. Hard hitting action
Yeah,
is what Raw's all about. Let's go.
yeah. Nobody's hitting each other though.
Well, one did.
So the show kicks off with Ric Flair coming out, and once he gets to the ring, you actually realize, wait a minute, Stacy Keibler's in the ring. Obviously, this segment's worth it already. Stacy Keibler's in the ring, but Stacy Keibler, Ric Flair, Coach Tajiri. Was there? I feel like there was some like Tomko. Yeah, Tomko was in there.
Tomko.
So Ric Flair comes out. Hold on.
Jerry Lawler.
Oh yeah, Jerry Lawler was already in the ring as well. Yeah, okay, so that's everybody who's already in the ring. So Ric Flair comes down, and as you see all these wrestlers in the ring, there's a whole circle of chairs lined up in the middle of the ring. So now Chris Jericho comes out, and the reason why Chris Jericho was the last guy to come out here, he's a hometown boy. In fact, at the very beginning when they're doing the pyro, they show like the good shot of like the top of the building, the arena, and there's like there's a Winnipeg Jets banner hanging up in the Winnipeg arena. This was post first Winnipeg Jets, pre-second Winnipeg Jets. So at the time, the Winnipeg Jets did not exist, essentially.
Yes, they did. They existed through the Phoenix Coyotes at the time.
Yes, through the Arizona Coyotes, right?
No, Phoenix. At the time it was Phoenix, and it was coached by Wayne Gretzky.
Listen, Phoenix and Arizona are literally the same thing. Phoenix is in Arizona.
Okay, then let's hear it for your Illinois Bears.
Well, they are from Illinois. And like the tag says, Caleb season starts soon, baby.
Yeah. It looks good in preseason. Worst Hard Knocks ever.
Oh no, that was the best Hard Knocks. Did you see we were just a couple of days ago.
Your owners threw a hissy fit because you guys couldn't you weren't allowed to curse on. We don't show our players cursing. That'll make them look too human.
I disagree with Virginia on that, but it doesn't mean the show is still pretty good. I have not watched yesterday's finale yet, but again, just a couple of days ago, number one on the whole damn platform. Number one watched TV show on the whole damn platform.
That's the only thing to watch right now.
Rick and Morty has a animated series going on that apparently everybody wants to see. House of Dragon was number 2 at this point. House of Dragon is like the most popular thing on Max. So that is what the Bears Hard Knocks beat out.
Everyone watches Hard Knocks, but it's not as good as it used to be.
Oh, not this one was the best one.
It's because they can't. I didn't know the Bears were the only team that never curse. They're all like, "Oh, how do you do? Howdy doody. We're just singing Kumbaya. Yay! Everyone loves each other. Yay!"
Have Mike Martz call a couple plays for Jay Cutler, and you'll hear a little bit of cursing.
They don't curse. The Bears are the only teams to never curse. The
I
only
don't think.
cur-
Listen, I don't think you remember that moment, but yes, they
well,
do. Yes, they do. I
they
don't know.
never curse.
I
The
don't
Bears
know
never
if
curse.
Virginia. I don't know if Virginia may have fined Jay for that, but yes, they do. When I don't know, actually, this might have been pre Mike Martz. Post Mike Martz. Who was the guy that replaced Mike Martz? Oh, it was another Mike, but Jay cursed at the guy, whoever he was. I forgot who he was, man. Mike
You
something.
guys, if you guys wanted a quarterback who doesn't curse, you guys should have hired the guy in the Falcons quarterback. He
No,
used to play for the Vikings.
no, no.
I forgot his name, but
We
he's actually like really good
we
at
got
not cursing.
we
He's
want
like,
a
gosh
quarterback.
darn it.
We want a quarterback that wins, not whether he curses or not, and that's why we have Caleb.
I don't know. If Caleb drops a few F bombs, I think he'll be on that trade block.
No, he won't. No, if they didn't, they extended Jay Cutler after he dropped an F bomb. So yeah, Caleb's
No,
not.
they did that for the memes.
Anyway, so getting back to musical chairs here. Did I spoil it? Fuck. Well, anyway, there's
Damn it.
Jericho comes out. Jericho comes out in a Winnipeg Jet shirt, by the way. So
Well,
just
Atlanta Thrashers.
this. Yeah, you said they were the Coyotes. They were the Thrashers at this point, not the Coyotes. The
They're
Coyotes were
both.
the
I
Knights.
mean, they don't exist right now, so they're both the winner of the Phoenix Coyotes and they're the Thrashers
Oh no no no
until
no!
the
Actually,
Thrashers
no no.
move.
Wait, no. Now you are confusing me. You're right. The old Jets did become the Coyotes. The new Jets became the Thrashers. So you're right. The Coyotes are the
Yes,
yeah.
that's
So
that's why I always say how convoluted the history of the Winnipeg Jets is now. That they're
Chris
now
Jericho,
Utah.
Chris Jericho, being the biggest Coyote fan that he is, comes out with a Winnipeg Jet shirt on and gets a
Yeah.
big cheer from the fans who.
He doesn't have a jersey on for whatever reason, though.
No, just a blue Winnipeg Jets logo on the shirt. That's all. With just blue T-shirt, no name on the back. Uh, so yeah, Jericho comes out. Then Eugene comes out and he announces the reason for all this. As I just spoiled it, it's going to be musical chairs, and the winner will get a title shot. He did not say which title it was, but obviously, if Stacy Keebler wins, I guess that would be the women's title for her.
Nah, she got the world title shot.
Stacy Keebler versus Chris Benoit is your main event for tonight's.
There you go. And then once Stacy wins, it'll be Triple H against Stacy Keebler Vengeance.
So, so Ric Flair and Jerry Lawler stole the show during this one, and that's the reason. The reason Stacy was in this, you obviously knew Stacy Keebler wasn't going to win the musical chairs. The reason why she was in this was because Ric Flair and Jerry Lawler to get a little entertaining moments with them. There was at one point where Lawler gets eliminated and like Stacy sits down right before Lawler does. So Lawler just sits on Stacy's lap. Then he picks Stacy up and has sits on the chair and puts Stacy on his lap. And the referee's like, "No, you're done. You're gone." So the final two, obviously, because they're feuding essentially, although not really anymore, mostly due to injury to Christian. That's mostly why. Chris Jericho and Tomko are your final two. Jericho ends up pulling the chair from under Tyson Tomko. Jericho sits down. Eugene announces that Chris Jericho has an IC title match against Randy Orton tonight. Now, one other thing that happened, I mentioned not only Lawler was entertaining, but Ric Flair was entertaining as well. Flair, um, he was doing the woo stuff and everything. There was one
Yeah.
point where he was like wooing Stacy Keebler. Like obviously, like I said, this is why Stacy was a part of this. And it came down to like the last seat was going to be either Stacy or Ric Flair. So Ric Flair just said, "Get out of the way." He pushes Stacy down. So Stacy not only there to be the eye candy for Jerry Lawler and Ric Flair, but also to get a guy like Ric Flair a little more heat, as if anybody from Evolution needed any heat. at the time. Heck, even Eugene got the evolution rub on this night, and by the end of the night, they were booing Eugene. So, yeah, so Flair and Lawler stole the show. After that, well, stole the show here in this first segment. But after that, Chris Jericho wanted to say something to Flair, and Flair got up like just as he was about to say it. So Jericho grabs him by the jeans, like pulls him down, and well, he says something to him, and I think he was giving Flair instructions. Maybe I'm wrong, but he might have been giving Flair instructions on how the end was gonna go, because Flair was eliminated right after that. This was like the final three. It was Flair, Tomko, and Jericho.
Yeah.
And right after their conversation, the thing goes back, the music starts playing again, and Flair just goes off. He walks away, starts doing his dance, and quick finish. The music quickly stops. Tomko and Jericho sit down, and Flair is irate. He's like, "What? That was way too fast." So obviously, like I said, it came down to Jericho and Tomko. Jericho moved the chair out of the way. He also, I forgot to mention, he actually drilled Tomko in the stomach with the steel chair. Yeah, and then he sat down. So Jericho gets your IC title match tonight. That was a very entertaining segment. I rate segments out of 10, just like I do the full show. I give this segment 8 out of 10. I have been lacking in giving the segments my overall ratings. So this segment I gave 8 out of 10. This was very entertaining. What did you think?
I loved this segment. I loved it from the start where Tajiri gets eliminated, so he just missed Coach right in the face.
Right,
and
yeah.
Coach is blinded for the rest of the time. And I love how they start off like not taking this seriously, except for Stacey.
And then it gets serious. Yeah.
And Jerry Lawler starts following her because Jerry Lawler's like, "Woohoo, puppies, woohoo!" Yeah. And then the moment the music stops, everyone's like, "Oh shit, might as well take this a little bit more seriously." I thought this was very entertaining, and you got to give it to Chris Jericho. He's got to get a win sometime, right?
Yeah, I mean he's the hometown boy, so he had to win this, right?
Yeah, of course he'll win all night.
Yep.
Sure.
La Resistance again. This whole thing with La Resistance is building towards Unforgiven, where Rhino is looking for a tag partner. He keeps coming up with new tag partners. Just I think it was last week he had Sergeant Slaughter with him, and they lost to La Resistance. Well, tonight it's Val Venus. La Resistance versus Rhino and Val Venus.
What a tag team.
What a tag team. I gave this match 1 star. La Resistance got the win, obviously.
Hello, Rhinos.
Spoiler alert, the tag team partner ultimately was Tajiri. I said that on a couple of shows ago anyway. That was the Unforgiven title match, tag title match, La Resistance versus Rhino and Tajiri. Next, we have Ric Flair. Oh, what did you think about the tag match? It wasn't really much to talk about anyway.
I mean, it's cool to see Rhino, and I guess Val Venus is still collecting a paycheck when he's not freaking Chief Morley yet.
Val Venus was great in the Attitude Era. He was great as Chief Morley, but after Chief Morley, it was just all downhill. You'd see him on Sunday Night Heat. He'd occasionally pop up on Raw, but that was about it.
Really, really occasionally. Like I don't know how he was still collecting a check as long as he was.
He big fall from being one of the bigger stars of the highest, like most popular era to having a very good heel. How you say it?
Run.
No. His role being Eric Bischoff's lackey, managerial essentially. Like
yeah,
he was like Eric Bischoff's lackey. That was a great role for him. And then, like, all of a sudden, they just had nothing for him after that. After Chief Morley, that was it for Val Venus.
Well, because the character didn't exactly work anymore in the mid two. I mean, they could have really pushed it if they wanted, but I mean, what they did in the Attitude Era was already pretty much pushing that thing to as far as it could go.
I mean, at this point, there was still an attitudinal type of flow to the Ruthless Aggression era. But yeah, I still don't. I don't think having him be a porn star in 2004 would have worked.
No, I don't think it would. They also had him in the RTC for a bit, which was
Yeah, that was
okay.
good too. That was good too. I enjoyed
But
that.
he didn't change his name. Everyone else changed, and the
Yeah,
Goodfather became the
the
Goodfather.
Godfather. Yeah,
Val,
Godfather became Goodfather.
Val Venus is still just fucking a penis.
Well, I guess they could just like how after Sean Morley they couldn't come up for anything after that. Maybe they
They could
just
have called
couldn't.
him the Big Lebowski. They could have called him the Big Lebowski again.
I don't think
Lebowski.
at that point I don't think he was called the Big Balvos. I don't think he
Well, I'm
came up
saying they
with
could
that
have changed
nickname.
it.
No, I know. I don't. But did he? Well, did he come up with that nickname during the Attitude Era, or was that '02 he came up? I know
It might
in
have
O.
been no two.
I know in '02 they were calling him that, but did they come up with that? I don't know. But anyway,
It was a very dated reference in '02 already. So
right, the movie's from freaking 1998.
Vince McMahon. Ah, I'm only saying it now, so it must be recent. Ah,
Well, Vince obviously had Little Richard at WrestleMania 10, and by that point, like Little Richard was no longer like a big main star. So Orton, Flair, and Batista backstage. Orton is complaining about Eugene being an honorary member. He once again, this time Triple H didn't have to say it, but he's still an honorary member of Evolution, and Orton's complaining about that. He complains about the fact that he has to face Jericho tonight for the IC title, and then he has to face Edge at Vengeance on Sunday for the IC title. I believe they just spoiled who's going to win between Orton and Jericho there, but okay.
I think
Flair,
he's just confident. That's all.
yeah, he's confident, very confident. Flair says, "You think that's bad? Listen, I'm a 16-time world champion. My book comes out on sale tomorrow,
Ooh,
and I'm out there playing Ring Around the Rosie." That was a great line by Flair. I'm out there playing Ring Around the Rosie, the 16-time world champion. So Batista stops both of them and says, "Listen, the main goal, and this truly was storyline wise, this truly was the main goal for Evolution always, and that was to either keep the belt on Triple H or at this point get the belt back for Triple H." Uh, and after that, they cut to Eugene in his office. Eugene's office is a bouncy house. We literally see Eugene bouncing up and down in a bouncy house. He comes out of the bouncy house, and Eugene walks over. Evolution walks over to Eugene. Evolution's all pissed off. Uh, Eugene, let me see something. Where am I here? Oh, Eugene reminds Evolution of the time Kane said he was Eugene's friend, but he turned around and hit Eugene. So Batista's like, wait a minute now. Don't tell me you're putting Triple H against Kane tonight. Which he must have, Eugene must have brought Triple H up as well when he said that.
yeah.
I didn't put that in my notes, so I kind of fucked up there. Um, to which Eugene says, "No, no, I'm not doing that. Tonight, Kane is going to face you, Batista." To which Batista gets angry. Um, Eugene then turns around to Ric Flair and he says, "Do you remember when the La Resistance beat Rhino and Val Venus?" To which Orton's like, "Of course we do. That literally just happened." And so Eugene is like, "Well, La Resistance is going to defend their tag titles tonight against a brand new tag team where not tonight, Sunday at Vengeance against a brand new tag team, Ric Flair." And then Eugene all of a sudden looks over at this ladder that has a couple action figures on. He's like, "Oh, my action figures." And he starts playing with the action figures. And Ric Flair is like, "Who's my partner?" He's like, "Okay, yeah. Ric Flair, your partner is going to be Eugene." Ric Flair. Eugene goes back into the bouncy house, starts bouncing up and down, and Ric Flair's like, "I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him." And Orton and Batista are holding him back. He's like, "I'm gonna kill him." Um, That was a really good segment. I give that 8.5 out of 10. What did you think about this?
You know it's hot in there because they have a big ass fan on the ceiling that's going at full speed. So could you imagine later on and even during these segments, Eugene having to bounce up and down with a suit on over and over again?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Eugene is not the only one who's going to be bouncing in the
I
bouncy
know
house. As we
they
will
should have
get,
they should have had a match in there.
we will get to who else was bouncing in the bouncy house later tonight. Well, later in the show.
Yeah.
Um, Now we have Triple H in ring here. He says Benoit's title reign is the definition of a miracle. It was a miracle that he won it at Mania, and it's a miracle that he's kept it ever since. He says this Sunday at Vengeance, he's going to answer the age-old question of God versus evolution. And how crazy is it that in this promo, Triple H is essentially saying that God is on Chris Benoit's side, of all people.
I don't think so. I don't think God is on Benoit's. I don't. I have a feeling that Benoit did not see God.
So he says he's going to answer that age-old question, God versus evolution, and he will become world champion. He says no man or woman can stop him. Then Edge comes out. Edge said he sat at home last year, which is true. He had a legitimate neck injury
Yeah.
that started when he had the no disqualification match with Eddie Guerrero on SmackDown in September of 02, but he kept going until No Way Out 03. They wrote him off TV at No Way Out 03. He was supposed to be in that he was supposed to be in the six-man tag match. The six-man tag match became a handicap match because somebody attacked Edge backstage.
We still don't know who it is to this day.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they expected that Edge was going to come back a lot sooner than he did because
He slipped on a banana peel.
they were setting something up there. I mean, obviously it was Team Angle because come on, you can't
No,
talk.
it could have been anybody.
Kurt Angle was like talking to Benjamin and Haas, said, tonight we're going to get the upper hand and here's how we're going to do that. And the segment ends there. And then literally like after like two matches, they see Edge knocked out. Obviously it was Team Angle. So they were
Maybe he just slipped.
They were setting up for Edge and Angle to feud once upon Angle or Edge would come back, which is one of the reasons why I remember in 04, and me and Christian have covered this show. I don't know if you were a part of it, or you might have been. The night after No Way Out 04, when Eddie celebrated his title win, and the main event was Eddie Guerrero versus Chavo for the title. And after the match, or Angle was the special rep. Angle had obviously just won the number one contenders match at No Way Out. So he's
pretty
facing.
sure it was me and you.
It probably was. I don't remember. But so so Kurt's the special ref. He starts beating the hell out of Eddie Guerrero after the match. And I remember that night, I was like, oh, Edge is coming back. That's what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
That beatdown just lasted for like 15 minutes. Mysterio tried to stop it, but he couldn't. That was not meant to have a hero save that. That was just building up for WrestleMania.
Here comes Edge. Oh no.
Yeah, no Edge. So they clearly were trying to set up Edge's return feud the night he went away. And maybe that just wasn't the right thing to do and even when Edge came back, Angle was hurt. Angle was hurt.
He also came back on Raw because he was drafted.
And that's probably why he came back on Raw, because the guy they had him playing the feud with was hurt.
I also think at this point they were trying to fuck with Heyman.
Maybe they did have.
Like, we're gonna take away more of your guys.
They did
your projects.
Heyman quit on that show though. As GM, I don't know if he was still right.
No,
I think by that point he was no longer the writer. Even
I don't
then,
know.
I'm not sure.
I forget when he was fired as a writer because they found out that he was listening on the roll calls.
Yeah. From everything that I've heard about his time as SmackDown writer, I've always heard that it was like '02 to '03. So I don't know.
That sounds about right though.
Yeah. So by that point, he wouldn't have been the writer. So that why would they be fucking with him if he's not the writer?
Here's the guys who you like, Paul Heyman. They're gonna be on Raw now, and guess what? You're gonna men's the Dudleys. Oh, you
Hey,
don't like that? You don't like that? Here's our new guy. His name is John Heidenreich.
hey, I thought the stuff with Dudley's was great. Maybe Heidenreich, yeah, that was okay. But the stuff with Dudley's was great. Where were we here? Let me try to find out. Oh yeah, Edge just came out. He says, "I've sat at home the last year and I've watched Evolution dominate Raw. And since I've been back, not a whole lot has changed. But it's time for a change." He says, "Where am I? I shouldn't have looked up as I said that. Now I don't know where the hell I am. Hold on. Here we go." He says, he tells Triple H to tell his boy Orton, Randy Orton, that win or lose tonight at Vengeance, he's mine. And then he tells Triple H to let the rest of Evolution know, and including Triple H. And Triple H, you better listen up real close. You're all going down. You won't know where, and you won't know when. But one by one, you're all going to fall. Now, remember how Triple H has been using Eugene. He's been doing whatever he can to make Eugene think all the baby faces are against him. Remember what Edge just said there. Evolution, you're all going down. We're going to get back to that a little later in this show. So he says, you're all going down. Yeah. And he says, somebody needs to take a stand, and that somebody's going to be me. Triple H then takes his suit off, the jacket part of his suit off, and he says he's heard that a million times from a million people. He lists off about a bunch of guys, and he says, "What makes you, Edge? What makes you any different from them? That is when a brawl ensues, with Edge getting the better of Triple H. Evolution, the rest of Evolution comes out. Edge jumps out of the ring. He punches Orton right at ringside, right before he jumps over the guardrail and runs away from Evolution. This was a great segment. I give this 10 out of 10. Probably the segment of the night. We're building up Edge trying to take down Evolution. His first goal in that will be at our next show, the next show we review, Vengeance 2004, when he, spoiler alert, takes on the Intercontinental Champion. It ain't Chris Jericho. It's Randy Orton. He takes on Randy Orton for the IC title. Next up, as they mentioned what did you think about this segment?
Oh, I thought it was a good segment. It's kind of rare to see Triple H and Edge interact.
Yeah, there's actually a funny scene not a funny scene, a funny picture in Edge's book, excuse me. Adam Copeland on Edge. Fun fact: the first wrestling biography I ever read. Edge has a picture where like Edge has a cast on. This might have been like right after he came back, because remember he had a cast on for a little while after he came back, and he's having a promo with Orton. With Triple H, excuse me, like he just had. And this would probably be like April 04. And like Triple H is looking at the cast. And Edge writes in the picture, like, Triple H must be thinking, wow, cool cast. Or something to that effect. He says something to that effect. Because of the way like Triple H's eyes is just locked in on the cast.
Edge came back from injury in April from the neck.
Yes.
But he doesn't hurt his wrist until around SummerSlam, because after SummerSlam he gives up the title, and then at Unforgiving it's Jericho and Christian for the vacant title.
I remember him having the cast when he was feuding with Kane. which was at Backlash. Hopefully, maybe I'm wrong.
He maybe Edge. 2004 Edge was a little injury prone. Maybe that's what we're finding out. Like because he was definitely hurt, so he
Right,
had to give up the IC title. Spoiler
right.
alert.
Yeah, yeah. You just spoiled Vengeance. You didn't just
No,
spoil that.
maybe he doesn't win at Vengeance. Maybe he wins it at a house show.
Who knows? Who
I
knows?
mean, this we're talking about SummerSlam. Anything could happen between now and SummerSlam.
That's true. So next up, as you remember in the bouncy house segment, the first of many you're going to see, Eugene mentioned that Kane is going to take on Batista. Well, this match happens, and with this being the go home show to the pay per view, obviously there's going to be a lot of matches that are set up just to continue the storyline and get the storyline to its final moment before the pay per view, and that's what this match was for. Matt Hardy runs in and pretty much beats the hell out of Kane. He hits Kane's head onto the steel steps like 3 times. Um, I gave that this. I don't count this as a match. I count this as a segment, and I gave that 10 out of 10. Great way to go into the pay per view with Matt Hardy facing Kane, no disqualification. Before I ask you what you thought about that, since the next segment is also Matt Hardy, we'll just get to that. Matt Hardy backstage. He's interviewed by Todd Grisham. Todd Grisham asked him about his chances on Sunday. He said, "Did you see what I just did to Kane? What I just did to Kane is going to compare, and it's nothing compared to what I'm going to do to him on Sunday." Matt Hardy starts walking away, to which Todd Grisham asks him, what about Lita? Matt obviously stops in his tracks. He's like, oh, and then Todd asks again, like, what role is Lita going to play on Sunday? So Matt Hardy turns around and he says he's not answering any questions about Lita. Lita, by the way, is a redhead. There's a reason I'm saying that. I'm going to get to that in the next, what comes up next. But it's kind of funny. I'm going to bring that up. Anyway, Todd then says there's been speculations about whose baby Lita is carrying. Hardy just stares down Todd Grisham like, I ain't got time for your bullshit. He just walks away. Another 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for both those segments and for me. What did you think about both these segments?
I like how Batista doesn't really give a shit that Matt Hardy comes out and attacks me like, oh, okay. I guess I'm done for the night. Easy payday, baby.
I got bigger fish to fry. I'm trying to get Triple H's belt back. I got to face Chris Jericho on Sunday. He had bigger fish.
He's like, yeah, I don't really want to have to. This is a Matt Hardy and Kane situation. I'm gonna skedaddle.
If I probably yeah, go ahead.
Once again, this could have all been avoided if they just took a fucking maternity test.
You got no disqualification match at Vengeance, and you got no till death do us part match on SummerSlam. You maybe still have the wedding segment, but
it's still, it's like this could all be avoided so easily. Just take a maternity test, you idiots.
So, what do you think about the preceding Hardy Todd Grisham segment there that followed?
Matt Hardy is still so awkward on the mic. I will beat Kane. Kane's ass. Vince, did you just see what I just did to him, Todd? I will not die. I'm still Matt Hardy version 1, even though I'm a face. Matter of fact, that kid ain't mine.
IZZYX says hello. Hello, IZZYX. Any thoughts on the July 5th, 2004 episode of Raw? Here's something I'll say. This to me was the best segment of the night, although that Triple H Edge one comes very close. Every time, whenever I say, like, I enjoy storylines, like, that's what I love, people for some reason are like, oh, so he just enjoys the promos. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that. That doesn't necessarily. I can enjoy a promo, but it's not the main thing for me. This is much better than a promo for me. This whole backstage, just one little interview with Matt Hardy, it set up it added to the drama of this whole storyline. And something like that is where you can add. So it wasn't some 20-minute promo, and I have no problem with 20-minute promos, but it wasn't some 20-minute promo that took forever. It took about 3 minutes, and you added drama on the story. And that's, for me, that's what makes a wrestling show fun for me. When you have drama like that, it doesn't mean that whenever a weekly show has a bunch of promos, it doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it. Like I want the drama. But when I say storylines, that doesn't mean promos. For some reason, there's a lot of people that think that. But go ahead.
Sometimes they would. They didn't do this in this era, but I know later on for go-home shows, they sometimes, at least on SmackDown, back when SmackDown was really just a Raw recap show, they would literally just pretty much do promos the whole night, and then like, oh, it was a random match of a few people will be on the show on Sunday. Buy our $60 show.
Like I said, there's a reason why I brought up the color of Lita's hair. So, as we've been doing these Road to Vengeance series, there's been all these Diva Search promos. And this one is in LA. And obviously, since it's in LA, they have the WrestleMania 2000 theme song playing during this promo. California.
Ooh, California.
I've listened to that song.
Bring it home.
I've listened to that song so many times I couldn't say it right there. But we saw Candice Michelle and we saw Christy Hemme. Those were the two big faces, familiar faces we saw in this one. And I think I saw Layla, who obviously she won the 06 Diva Search, but she may have been in the 04 Diva Search. I tried to look up to see if she was. It couldn't find anything, but I was pretty sure I saw her. But Candice Michelle makes a red hot prediction. She says we're in LA, and LA has the advantage because we have the hottest women. And obviously, like I said, Christy Hemme was in this LA one, and she won. And now the reason why I brought up Lita is because they show Christy Hemme, and Christy Hemme is like, you need the token redhead. Like literally one segment before this, the main character of that segment that was being talked about was like a redhead.
Frank, you gotta understand. These women haven't watched wrestling. That was the mandate. This was when when Jim Cornette and freaking others say this was the era of literally bikini bottom people. But I'm saying,
hold on.
This was literally.
When did Squidward ever appear on a WWE event back then?
Of course they always. You're forgetting that was during my era. Okay. Yeah. Squidward main evented WrestleMania 25. You weren't around for it, okay? Those were during the era where you didn't watch.
I actually did watch in 25. That's 09. I stopped watching. I was bored with watching, but I didn't stop watching. I stopped watching in 2017.
Well, you see it happen in 2018.
Even in 2017, like I still came back in 2020 and watched a little bit in 2020, but then like after Royal Rumble 21, I have not watched a wrestling show consistently since then. So yeah. But go ahead, your point.
You know what I mean, but swimsuit models who didn't really watch wrestling, and their only appeal was, ooh, they look cool, they look hot in this outfit. I mean, this was that era where we're now looking back on it. I mean, back then it wasn't good, but now it's even worse knowing what we know about John Laurinaitis and of course Vince McMahon.
Oh, obviously,
just the absolute horrible monsters that they both are, especially Johnny Ace, who never did anything good in his whole fucking life. Piece of shit.
I disagree with the first part, but I do agree with the part that now that we know about Vince and John Laurinaitis, but most of those women that everybody shit on and like, oh, they were nothing. They were just eye candy. Those women were stars. Trish Stratus was a star. Stacy Keibler
Yeah,
was
but
a star.
that's because
Tori
they took the
Wilson.
time to learn how to wrestle. At least most of these girls, outside of Candice Michelle, and I guess later on
Candice
Layla
was a
would.
star too.
I'm saying she learned how to wrestle. It wasn't literally just,
They
oh, I
didn't
want to
have
be hot for 10 seconds.
They didn't have to learn how to wrestle. They were stars.
Yeah,
Tori Wilson. When did Tori Wilson learn how to? Maybe a little later in her career,
she
but
was able to have a competent match though.
she
That's the
didn't
whole
have to
thing.
have a competent match though. She
Yes,
didn't have to.
she was good enough to. She was good enough in the ring that she could have a competent match, and often did.
Well, they were stars, and it had nothing to do with
I mean,
whether they
Crispy
can
Hemi,
wrestle.
Crispy Hemi won this season, and she was awful in the ring. She was awful in the ring in WWE. She was okay in TNA.
And who remembers her TNA run? Not that many.
Well, she was part of the Voodoo
Voodoo,
Kin
yeah, Voodoo
Mafia.
Kid Mafia. Yeah,
I
nobody.
remember that. I remember VKM.
Yeah, Voodoo Kid Mafia was hilarious. When they went to the Marine showing, and they were like, "Let's talk to the one fan who came to this movie." They put the mic on the guy, and the guy's like,
meet you at the Alamo. Ah,
back in 2006, I was a teenager, so anything that didn't sound right made me burst out laughing. And I'll be honest, I still am like that to this day. But I remember when they had VKM say, and this was on a pay per view. I didn't see the pay per view, but they were like showing the clip back on like the next Impact, and Road Dogg, I don't remember what his name was at
it
this point.
was what was it? It was Kip James
Kip
and
James was Billy Gunn.
yeah, Kip James and
BG
BG
James.
James.
BG James.
BG
Yeah.
James. Yep.
So BG James says at like the end of this promo they're cutting on a pay-per-view where like they're calling out Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and then they're also calling out Vince McMahon to make the match happen. This literally interpromotional match, not Raw versus SmackDown, WWE versus TNA. And he's like, "Well, Vince, let's see how big your balls really are." When I saw that for the first time, I bursted out laughing. I was like, "Hey, yo, what?" But yeah, that was funny. That's my biggest memory of the Voodoo Kin Mafia. The segment where they were watching the Marine and that Vince McMahon, let's see how big your balls are.
I remember their theme was horrible.
Oh yeah, help me, they're at my house.
No. They didn't even say, she didn't even get to finish it. It was
Yeah.
ring, ring, help me in there and Mike. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Help! BJ James and Kip James are in my house.
That's funny. So yeah, the Diva Surge promo, great prediction by Candice Michelle. She essentially told you the winner was going to be from LA's segment of this. And there was one in Chicago, there was one in New York, and there was one in LA. This is the LA one. Candice Michelle essentially said LA had the upper hand, and she was kind of right because Chrissy Hemme did win. She was in a part of the LA one. Now, Intercontinental title match. Randy Orton, he's the champ, taking on Chris Jericho. Obviously, Randy Orton's defending the title against Edge at Vengeance. Be kind of funny if he was defending the title and wasn't the champ. So obviously, Randy Orton won this match. But this was the best match of the night. I give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. Orton retained with the help of Batista. Batista came in, did a run-in, distracted Jericho. And Orton also had his feet on the ropes when doing the pin. What did you think of this match?
Batista runs out. Look at what I have. Atlanta Thrasher tickets. Oh, gee whiz.
No, it would
Orton
be Coyote
wins.
tickets. Coyote.
That's right. Gee whiz, here's Coyote tickets.
Nobody.
Oh, boy.
Nobody would have said anything if he came out with Thrasher tickets. That's like,
You
what?
don't want to see Andrew Ladd, captain of the Atlanta Thrashers.
Uh,
Come on.
but it wouldn't have made him a heel. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't have been a heel if he comes out with Atlanta Thrasher tickets today. No, not even today, because the Thrashers are who brought back the Jets. If you go to Atlanta and show up with Winnipeg Jet tickets, maybe you'll get
I
a
mean,
few.
if you
You'll
you
get a
get some
few.
booze if you show up with Flame tickets too, because
Yeah,
I think they're most salty with the Flames because the Flames became very good like the moment they left Atlanta.
right. But they
Jets
do a
really
lot.
haven't.
They have this thing in Atlanta where like every year they do like Atlanta Thrasher night for one of these like hockey teams. I don't know which,
Yeah.
but yeah, this hockey team in Atlanta does like Thrasher night a lot. Everybody shows up for it, so people still like the Thrashers down there.
Oh, too bad. You've had two chances and you fucked up both times. Goodbye.
So see, for me, when it comes to a weekly show, I at least hope that there's my hope is at least one match is like really fun to watch, and even if there isn't, it doesn't necessarily kill the show for me, but it can make the show an all time great show if there's one, and it doesn't even have to be the main event because I understand the main event of a weekly show, especially a show like this where it's the go home to the pay per view. Sometimes the main event of a weekly show, not a weekly pay per view, a weekly show, is to build up the storyline, to advance the storyline. And obviously, at the go home show, we haven't announced what the main event is yet because we haven't gotten to that. But and I think we're getting to it right now. Yeah, we are. But obviously, go home show, the main event is more often than not going to be to build up, to advance the main stories going into the pay per view. And this is why we're going to get to the main event for this show because we have Eugene and Triple H in the bouncy house. Triple H is bouncing up and down in a bouncy house in 2004 on the Raw episode. So Triple H then asked Eugene pretty much at the beginning. He asked Eugene, "Do we have a deal?" Triple H says yes. So Triple H then tells Eugene, "Put on your boots." He falls. Triple H falls out of the bouncy house. It's like looks like he just fell out of a bar drunk. And Eugene's like, "Are you okay?" And Triple H's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Eugene's like, "Good." So he just goes back to bouncing in the bouncy house. Ric Flair comes over. He's like, "You all right? You all right?" He's like, "I've been bouncing in that damn bouncy house for 20 minutes." And he's
Ay,
like,
ay, ay.
"Did did Randy Orton, did you guys get the job done? Did Randy Orton retain?" He said yes. Flair said yes. And then Flair asked, "Is the tag match off?" The tag match, obviously meaning the tag title match going into Vengeance, Eugene and Flair versus La Resistance. Triple H said that didn't come up. That I rated. That got Ric Flair irate. It's like, what do you mean it didn't come up? So Triple H says the main goal for him bouncing in a bouncy house for 20 minutes was to make Eugene understand that it's his goal to help Triple H get the title back. He is an honorary member of Evolution, right? So if you're a
Yep.
member of Evolution, whether a full member or honorary member, your goal is to make sure either Triple H keeps the belt or wins the belt if he doesn't have it. So Triple H says Eugene understands he's going to help Triple H get the belt back, and tonight's main event will show that. That will be the first part of Eugene making sure Triple H gets the belt back. He says to Flair, "Tonight, the greatest tag team, the greatest new tag team of all time is going to team together," which gets Flair even more irate. He says, "It's going to be Eugene and Ric Flair." And Triple H is like, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, Ric Flair's like, "Are you kidding me?" And Triple H is like, "Hold on. You're also going to have me in the match, Triple H." And he says it's going to be a handicap main event because they're taking on Edge and Chris Benoit for the main event. And as I was watching this main event, Tro had to sit and wait in the studio for me to finish up.
We should have started at 7, but ladies and gentlemen, Frank is Frank.
We started a little later because I wasn't finished with the show yet. I had sometimes I some of the time I started perfectly to where when we should have been ready, but I had to pause a few times to not only to leave the room, but also pause to like write down what is being said. So that's why
It is a good. It is though a good thing that we did the show at 7, because if we were doing the show at 9, it would turn into me watching the big game and reacting.
yeah, I would have had. I was gonna tell you too. Like, let's don't spoil it.
Oh
And
my god!
that is why I wanted to make sure that this gets pushed up to like 7. But I thought I may have had a prior obligation that was going to make 7 not happen. And I found out that that prior obligation was not going to happen. So that's right after I found that out. I told you, yeah, let's move it up to 7. And that's why.
Walk off home run! Oh my god!
So, what do you think about Eugene and Triple H in the Bounty House? The Bounty House.
I mean, it's absolutely hilarious to see Triple H just bouncing up and and you know that's for shoot that he's falling out the way that he did, and that he's legitimately exhausted. Because you gotta imagine, it is hot as hell in that damn thing. It is
Somebody-
July 5th.
Somebody should have put a loud ass fan near Triple H.
Now, Eugene, are you okay? And Triple H just annoyingly, he's like, "I'm fine."
I gave the segment 9 out of 10. By the way, I forgot to mention that, but yeah, I gave it 9 and 10. One of my favorite things about watching these Raws, what do you think it is? You get a little memory.
The SmackDown rebound.
You got it. You got. Did you like watch the show today so you knew what was next?
I mean, I knew. I had a feeling that you weren't going to say the Divas. The Divas stuff that's coming too.
Right, there is a Diva thing coming up next. Yeah,
sadly.
SmackDown rebound. Hey, back then, you know, they did the Raw thing, which for me, I didn't get to watch Raw every week, so the recap was always cool. And when I watched Raw and got the SmackDown rebound, that was cool just to remind me what happened on Thursday, just get to relive it again. Well, this was, if you remember, last week was the night after Great American Bash, so the SmackDown rebound on the last show we did was just a Great American Bash recap. And this was to essentially recap everything that happened on the show after Great American Bash. And we have reviewed Great American Bash 2004. I've mentioned that. I'm pretty sure I said it last week because, again, that's what came up in the SmackDown rebound. Great American Bash 04 is my second pay-per-view I ever saw live on pay-per-view. No Way Out 04 was the first. So, literally, my first pay-per-view was the show Eddie Guerrero won the title. Second one was when he lost the title. And I became a fan in the middle of that match with Brock Lesnar. I swear I was about to say Brock Nelson. I did not.
My client, Brock Nelson, lost to Eddie Guerrero at No Way Out 2004 when Bill Goldberg speared him.
So in the middle of that match, I became so invested into Eddie's, fighting the demon storyline that all of a sudden I was rooting for Eddie Guerrero. And I was jumping up and down when he won the belt. And then going into Great American Bash, when he won, we thought he won that bull rope match. I was jumping up and down again. It was almost like it was No Way Out 04 again. And then Kurt Angle comes out. He's the GM storyline wise. Yep. Because as we mentioned earlier, he was injured at this time. He comes out and says, let's show a replay of that. You see Bradshaw's shoulder hit the buckle first. That meant he touched all four corners first, and he won. Once Kurt Angle said the new WWE champion, I kicked my freaking laundry basket. I was so fucking pissed. The laundry basket was literally like right in front of me as I'm watching this. I was like, damn.
That laundry basket had a family, you bastard.
But yeah, I love SmackDown, or excuse me, Great American Bash 2004. I love SmackDown in '04 as well. But yeah, that was such a fun show. The bull rope match, the angle between Undertaker and the Dudleys with Paul Bearer. That whole match was very dramatic. As a a 10-year-old kid, you don't know what the hell's going on, what's going to happen to poor Paul Bearer.
He's
I was
still in
11.
concrete.
I was 11 at this point, but yeah. um, at some point, for some reason, I actually predicted. So in my head, I predicted like, wait, Undertaker's gonna turn on Paul Bearer here. I was like, what? No, I immediately thought about that, and I couldn't believe it happened. Something similar happened later in that year, and it was not too long after the show we're reviewing, the night after SummerSlam, when Triple H told Randy Orton in the locker room before that main event, which was SummerSlam rematch, Benoit and Orton, he told him, "Evolution is your solution, baby." And I was like, "Whoa, they're gonna turn on Orton tonight." And I was right. For some reason, I was Nostradamus in 2004.
Yeah. Poor Paul Bearer. He's
Yeah,
still in concrete.
he's still in concrete. Another thing, I'm not big into politics, and I damn sure wasn't when I was 11 year
Ooh.
old. When I was 11 year old in 2004, but JBL, if there's one thing I know what oh gosh, who's the president? Who's that president now? Oh, Reagan. I know what Reagan
What?
said. I know what Ronald Reagan said the one after he became president. It's morning again, because JBL used that line in his after becoming champion promo. He's like, "It's morning again. I'm champion." But yeah, so the SmackDown rebound covered the night after the SmackDown after Great American Bash. Yeah, JBL faced somebody who was not on the Great American Bash pay per view, and that would be Spike Dudley. JBL versus Spike Dudley happened on that show.
10 out of 10.
So next up, we have a women's number one contender.
Oh dear God.
They call it a battle royal, but it really isn't. It's a grab the contract match essentially, where it's contract on hold, and the person who grabs it wins. It is Victoria versus Nydia versus Molly Holly. Uh, they all looked great, I'll say that, but the match itself, obviously, not a big match. And I remember the moment Nydia won, I was like, I do not remember Trish Stratus facing Nydia, and I immediately knew why I did not remember this. Because Trish Stratus comes to the ring, tells Nydia that she now has a golden opportunity. Yeah, she gets to roll around in the ring with Trish. That damn sure is a golden opportunity. And she says, "Yeah, your golden opportunity is you get to face me." And then Trish says, "But you're gonna face me on my terms when I'm ready." Now Trish is hurt. I don't know if this was storyline or not, but Trish has a cast on, like we were
I'm
talking
pretty
about.
sure it's legit.
Yeah, we were talking about with Edge and his cast. She also mentioned she was on commentary. I should mention, and she was made sure to give a shout out to Christian, which is essentially just reminding the fans that Christian's injured right now, but he's still with Trish and Tyson Tompkins. So Trish then says, "Yeah, like I said, Trish says you're gonna face me when I'm ready," and then she says, and then she knocks out Nydia with the cast, and she says, "I'm ready." This is like the reverse Money in the Bank cash in. The reverse Money in the Bank.
I'm ready.
The champion cashes in on the challenger. So the ref's like, "No, she's unconscious. You kidding me?" And Trish says, the main goal, or not the main stipulation for the winner of this little contract match, was that they would get their shot when I'm ready, and I am ready. So the referee rings the bell. Trish immediately pins Nydia 1, 2, 3. I give that segment 8 out of 10. It was a good way to get heat on Trish. Obviously, Nydia, sadly for her, like I've said this before, after Jamie Noble and Nydia split up,
Yeah.
they moved Nydia to Raw, and it's like They didn't have anything for her, and the Noble and Nydia were just tremendous together. But a good way to get more heat on Trish, as if she needed. She was a great heel in 2004. What did you think about this? The contract match, and then what followed?
Well, I think Vince Russo's happy that he receives his $25 bonus whenever it was a pole match on a show
Russo
that
Russo had nothing to do with this. There
I'm
are,
saying
you know, I,
whenever there's a pole match, it's always the Russo the Russo special.
it's one of the dumbest jokes ever because there have been plenty of pole matches that Russo had nothing to do with,
I
and the
mean,
pole match itself started long before Vince Russo.
yeah, but he did do them a lot in WCW, and they
Eh,
were kind of out there. We had Judy Bagwell, we had
on a
the
forklift, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
we had the coal miner. What was it? It wasn't the coal miner on Glove,
No,
was
the
it?
coal miner was way before.
No, not that. That was that was way before. I'm thinking of like the. I
That
think they
was
called.
what I was thinking about when I said,
I think they were just called it the San Francisco 49er on a pole match. It was for the world title, and I think Booker T won it.
yeah, Booker T pulled like a picture of a 49er.
Yeah, it was horrible because the boxes were breaking before they could even open them. It was such a shit show. But whenever there's a pole match, it's like, yes, Russo.
The dumbest joke ever. Russo had
Oh, I
Russo
like it.
like Russo was the first guy to make a on a pole
But he
match.
did it so often that it became his staple.
It literally wasn't the only thing he did in WCW. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
they don't. Well, other than you, a lot of people don't want to talk about what he was doing in WCW.
He's doing a lot
So,
of great stuff.
so
A lot of
that's why I said
entertaining stuff.
that's why I said other than you. Not a lot of people like to talk
Oh,
about what he did in
trust
W.
me, I'm not the only one. That's all I'll tell you. I'm not the only one.
Oh, you guys we're gonna have a revolution.
Now we have one
Oh,
final. Normally, the other couple of shows we had like three build-ups to the Diva Search, those promos. We only had two
yeah,
on this show. This was the second one, just final selection. They show where everybody advances. That's where I saw who I believe was Layla. I saw somebody that looked just like Layla. I thought it was her, but I tried to look and see if she was in the 2004 Diva Search. I couldn't find anything, and she advanced to the final selection. So you'd think that if she was, but I don't know. Maybe she was. There, it wouldn't be the first time that somebody who didn't win a Diva Search or didn't win a Tough Enough came back and was in another one because she obviously was in the '06 one and she won.
yeah,
Then we have the Vengeance match lineup. I loved when they did this
yeah.
like before a pay view or leading up to a pay view. They do the match card. Remember
You have
how
the theme music in the background.
yes, oh yes, it was awesome. Remember how when the first show we did, the show after Bad Blood, when they did the lineup card, they had Batista versus Jericho. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't happen. Yeah, well, it did. I can't wait to watch. I swear, I can't wait to watch Vengeance '04 because I don't remember that match happening.
My favorite, my favorite of when they did these run cards is whenever it was an interpromotional show. So
Yeah,
you get those the SmackDown
yeah,
commentators like sharing their thoughts on like, oh, this Raw match is happening and so and this is like our thought. I'm like, that's cool. That's like an interesting little like, oh, they are watching the show. Like they're supposed to be rival shows, but they're like, oh yeah, that Triple H, oh he's in it for now. He's in deep now.
yeah. Sometimes they would have like on Raw when they're doing the match lineup, they would have like Taz and Cole
Yep.
in the WWE studio to do the SmackDown lineup. That was pretty cool. Now we have
You could always
go
tell
ahead.
they were in the studio too
Yeah.
just
Now
by
we
the
have
audio.
Trish. Yeah. Now we have Trish and Tomko backstage. Trish is essentially laughing about her hard fought victory over Nydia. It really was, man. That was a 30-minute brawl.
Yeah,
Broadway. Sheesh.
match
Um,
of the year.
No doubt. So Tomko asks, "Well, how's the wrist though?" Which Trish says it hurts a little, but I'll be fine. Trish then sees Lita over at catering. Trish and Tomko walk over. Trish asks Lita if everything is all right, essentially asking her about the pregnancy. You know, there's a lot of puking involved and everything. Lita ain't hearing none of that. She ignores Trish. Trish is like, well, clearly you don't want to talk to me. She starts walking away. And then Trish crosses the line. And a little more heat on Trish. There's nothing wrong with Trish was absolutely the best female heel on the roster at this point. She walks away saying, and to think, they called me the slut. And Lita just looks all pissed off as Trish walks away. I gave this 8 out of 10. Good little heel moment there for Trish. Lita is absolutely going through some stuff, so obviously that's one of the big reasons why she didn't jump on Trish there. But
Well, she's also pregnant, so
yeah, oh yeah, that too, yeah. But also Trish will be involved a lot more in this storyline. We won't be continuing the Raws, but hey, we will definitely at some point, if we continue this long enough, we will definitely review every Raw and every SmackDown from '04 at some point.
well, yeah, because you want to do the
I'm the
Raw
weekly
after.
I'm the weekly show guy, yeah, and
Yeah, you
yeah,
want to
but
do.
the November 29th '04 Raw.
Yeah, by then everything is like really picked up
Yeah,
storyline wise with these guys. Finally, we'll get a payoff starting then.
that is that is one of my favorite Raws ever. That's why we have that one coming up in the future. I will also mention other shows that we have coming up, but that will be after we're done. What did you think about this between Trish, Tomko, and Lita here?
It's so interesting to see the Trisha and Lita dynamic, knowing where it'll go down the line.
Yeah,
Knowing like at this point, the worst they can just do to each other is just like antagonize each other without getting physical. But
right.
to know like it gets to a point where they're literally main eventing the whole show,
That's essentially
a
what they're
whole episode
building.
of Raw down the
Yeah,
line year, even. It's just incredible.
yep. That's they're built this whole feud with Trish and Lita that go to like Survivor Series '04. That Raw match you mentioned was like late November '04, where Charlotte Flair, a young Charlotte Flair, was in the front row. Their New
And
Year's. Go ahead.
it only gets derailed because that the
Yeah, New
most
Year's.
cursed the most cursed show ever for injuries at least is was that New Year's Revolution show from
And
'05.
New Year's resolution '05, she gets hurt. Lita does
Yeah.
in that women's title match. That was the end of that feud. Funny thing about New Year's Revolution '05, since we're talking about pay per views I saw live, New Year's Revolution would be the fourth, and that night we were having an issue with the cable. We purchased it and it was not turning on for some reason. We missed the first match. I pretty much missed like almost all those injuries. I missed Eugene's injury.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, and like the cable company was telling us, like, hey, don't we can't do anything about it. They're gonna replay the pay per view right afterwards, and it's like my mom's trying to tell them, like, listen, my son has to go to school tomorrow. He can't watch the replay. And
And then you
the
said screw school.
yeah, but for me, I really wanted to see that elimination chamber, and like that was my feeling. Even though I was frustrated and I really wanted to see the whole show, my thought process in that moment was as long as I can see the elimination chamber match, because this was the third one, and
Yep.
I had, even though I saw the Survivor Series one because I had the tape, the Survivor Series '02 tape, still have it, but I now have it on DVD as well. Um, I had I had never seen a elimination chamber match live on pay per view, and that's why I wanted to see this pay per view so bad. The cable finally turned on right as Lita is laying injured and Trish Stratus is holding up the belt. So I essentially missed like both of the injuries to Eugene and Trish.
Yeah, you
At
were
least
like,
they could.
why is Trish why is Lita hurt? What
I didn't
happened?
even think that. I didn't even think that. I thought that she just got beat because Trish is literally standing over her with the belt. I know she was holding her leg, but I just thought, oh well, she lost. I didn't even realize she was injured.
Yeah, she get hurt, and then at WrestleMania it was Christy Hemme against Trish Stratus, which wasn't
Yes,
very good.
which
Probably would have been Trish and Lita.
yeah, maybe. But again, this is the first Diva search. This is your first winner, so I guess they really wanted to have her on Divas on the Mania card. So I don't know.
It was in LA, so
Yeah. So now we have Triple H and Eugene. They are standing outside the Eugene's office, which obviously is the bouncy house. And Triple H says Eugene has done a better job as GM than his uncle Eric has ever done. Triple H then says to Eugene, and remember what Edge said. I'm gonna take Evolution out. I'm taking all you guys out. Well, Triple H brings this up to Eugene. He says, remember what Edge was talking about when he said, I'm going to take out all of Evolution. Eugene, he was talking about you. You're an honorary member. So Edge wants to take you out. And remember when Chris Benoit hit you hit you in the back with that steel chair? Chris Benoit and Edge represent the people who have been mocking you, who have been against you, your enemies who pretend that they're your friends, but they're not really your friends. Guys like Regal, guys like Kane, Edge and Benoit, obviously. Edge and Benoit are representing them tonight. And Triple H wants Eugene to take them out. He wants Eugene to be angry. Keep that anger. And then he says, tonight, Eugene, let's do this as friends. To which Eugene says, best friends. And he hugs Triple H. And that's the end of the segment. I give that 8 out of 10. I love the whole thing where Triple H is a heel. He's trying to manipulate Eugene. He's consistently manipulating Eugene pretty much every week at this point. And it's all to get the belt back on Triple H. And what did you think? What did you think of this segment right here?
it's always nice to see Triple H and Eugene in their little segments back in the background, and Triple H, still trying to manipulate Eugene fully to his side.
He's manipulating him with a freaking bouncy house in the background.
I mean, it's perfect. It works.
Yeah, it is. Your main event time: Ric Flair, Eugene, and Triple H taking on Chris Benoit and Edge in a 3-on-2 handicap match. Triple H, again, the manipulation with Eugene comes into play here. At one point, Eugene grabs a chair. He takes the chair away from Chris Benoit because Benoit was about to hit Triple H with the chair. Eugene grabs it, and Eugene was making it. They were making it out like he's gonna hit Benoit with the chair, but instead he just exits the ring, and then Benoit puts Triple H in the sharpshooter. Triple H is like, Eugene, help me, help me. Eugene runs back to the ring, still with the chair. He whacks it over the back of Benoit. Triple H hits the pedigree and gets the pin on the Go Home show. We end Raw with Triple H pinning Chris Benoit, obviously with the help of Eugene. After Eugene hit Benoit with the chair, he leaves the ring, and Ric Flair's like, you did good. Good job. Good job. So I give the match 3.5 stars. That was I'll say, it was really to build the pay-per-view up. Obviously, it's the main event of the go-home show. We're not about to have some big 30-minute main event. This is going towards building up the pay-per-view. You had the big match earlier in the night with Orton and Jericho, and that was a great match. Tro is currently muted, so once he gets situated, well, okay.
I was muted because I was moving around. I didn't want the
Yeah, no,
background noise.
yeah, I know. That's why I was saying. I was saying once you get situated, we'll ask you
Yeah,
how.
I'm very thankful that we got to the main event there because I'm like, okay, Frank's gonna talk for a bit there, so
Yeah,
that gives me an opportunity.
yeah, you picked the right time. You definitely picked the
Yeah,
right time to start moving. What did you think of this main event 3-on-2 handicap match?
it's interesting to see Edge and Benoit team up,
Yeah,
seeing how they would team up again later this year at Taboo Tuesday.
right.
Um, Under different circumstances, obviously.
Yes, they were the
Yeah,
two who did not get the world title match, so they got
yeah,
the
and
tag title.
that's what started Edge's heel turn.
Heel
And
one, yes, yep,
well, I guess he was kind of already starting. He was kind of like showing heel tendencies, but
yeah,
that's when it really went.
yeah,
But I thought this match was fine for what it was.
yeah. It was. Hang
I
on one
gotta.
sec. Hang on one sec.
What are you doing, Frank?
You doing a podcast? Okay, sorry. I was just saying good night.
Oh, good night.
Huh?
Good night.
What are you doing, Frank? What are you doing?
This mic
Doing
is this mic is so good, bro. I swear, it's a really good
doing,
mic.
doing a podcast?
Where were you now? I don't even remember where you were. Go ahead,
We were at
continue.
the main event.
No, I know where that's where we were, but where were you when you're?
Oh, I was just saying it was a good main event. It's cool to have. It's smart to have like Triple H pin Benoit to give the illusion, like, oh my god, he could actually win this Sunday.
They did that
Because
a lot back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although I guess I feel like for a majority of this build though, it's pretty much been Triple H on top,
That's true. That's true. Which is
which is
kind of
a
like
little weird.
it's kind of like gives away that Benoit's gonna win because like you're not gonna have Benoit dominate and then he
Yeah,
wins. Dominate the build up and then he wins.
yeah, because like I get that they're going for the story, like, oh, Benoit's an underdog, but like,
Right.
but he's still he's still like good in the ring. He did beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels twice,
Yeah.
so
But I
and it's not like he's a slouch.
but I love the build up that they had here where, Triple H was using Eugene as much as he could to make sure that he was gonna get that belt back. And we will find out next week if he does get the belt back. But overall ratings for this show. I'm sorry,
Nine
you
out
can
of
go
10.
first. Oh, 9 out of 10. We were on the same wavelength. I gave it 9.5 out of 10.
Always got one up me, don't you?
It's just I enjoy weekly shows better than you do. That's the problem.
What gave it the half point?
Let's say if I had to pick a reasoning, well, the reason why the show is so good is because they did a great job to build up the pay-per-view. But if I have to take one thing that didn't really necessarily involve the build-up, I would say the Randy Orton Jericho match would be what gave it the half star. Even though technically the end of that match kind of did build up to the pay-per-view because Batista cost Jericho the match. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was kind of a match that, obviously Orton was facing Edge and Jericho was facing Batista, so it was kind of like one match that really didn't necessarily involve these storylines. Now, as for what we are going to do next, before I get into the wrestling stuff of what we are going to do next, early September is going to be very big. First off, obviously, we have a monthly recap to do with the Mets. After that, we will have the Bears fan and Giants fan preview the NFL season. We have until September 8th to do that, so we don't necessarily have to do that like say the day after we recap the Mets, but we'll get to that. And also, you know what September means? You know what's right around the corner?
hockey.
Yeah, damn right. The best sport in the world. we will preview the New York Islanders 2024
We have a
2025 Stanley Cup run.
we have,
You
we have
heard
a
it
lot
here.
to recap.
That's not a recap, that's a preview.
I mean, we have a lot of sports stuff to
Yeah, there's a lot of
go
sports stuff
over.
to go through. We're previewing two football teams. We don't talk much football on here because obviously we root for two different teams, but we will preview both the Bears and the Giants seasons. We'll preview and since we have the number one overall pick and we have a lot of hype, I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just saying, since we're sort of like the off-season hype, I say I go first and then you do the Giants afterwards. That's not I'm just being serious. I'm not trying to brag. I'm
Like
like
Mr. Bragg over here.
I'm
Oh, we
not
got the
bragging.
first over. We got the first overall pick again. We got Caleb Williams and Roman Adate.
Roma Dunzy. Yeah, y'all could have had him by the way. You know, y'all took neighbors
Um,
instead.
you
You
got and
passed
guess
up.
what? You could have had Tom Brady, but you passed on him.
You guys could have had Tom. The whole league
We
could have
had we
had
had we had Terry Collins. We had not Terry Collins. No, I don't even
Terry
remember his name.
Terry Collins, and he was a bum. Our
To be,
quarterback,
no, to be fair, he made the Super Bowl.
yeah, what a tremendous. I could have made the Super Bowl with that defense.
I mean, you guys did make the Super Bowl. Who was it? Rex Grossman.
Yeah, we were Rex Grossman because we had a tremendous defense. Rex Grossman was
Well,
not
you had
there.
you had a tremendous defense and a great kickoff returner.
Hold
Surely,
on,
surely,
hold on. Put some respect on that man's name. The best that ever did it. The greatest returner of all time.
how many Super Bowl wins does he have?
Kick and punt returners don't win Super Bowls by
I
themselves.
mean,
By themselves,
I
they don't.
mean, I mean,
How many
the
Super Bowls
Giants
does
win.
Brian Mitchell have? He was
Who?
Brian Mitchell. He was the guy who Devin Hester broke the punt return record of. How many Super Bowls?
He probably did it again. I'm pretty sure he did it against the Giants too.
Who did
He
against
had
the
the
Giants?
didn't Devin Hester
The field goal
return
return.
that 102?
Yeah, that was the night where the first seed of me becoming a Bears fan was planted. So
Yeah.
that day, I should say, I actually got hurt. Like I hurt my hand, like I would think like these two fingers, I hurt them and I had to like get them stitched up. So this is on a Sunday, obviously.
What were you
So
doing?
I fell.
You
So I got them
fell off a
stitched.
20-foot ladder.
No, I just fell badly on the hand, and I got them stitched up. So I did not go to school on Monday. So
Ooh,
I
nice.
was at home on Monday, and I just happened to have ABC on at one point, and ABC News on the morning, and they're showing the recap of the Giants Bears game, and they're showing this kick returner returning this this missed field goal back for a touchdown from end zone to end zone. I'm like, wow. So obviously, then I did not see anything else of Hester from that year until pretty much when he played the Jets, because obviously I was a Jet fan at the time, so I watched that game. But
Wow.
the next time that I saw Devin Hester was the Super Bowl, and I remember when the game's beginning, I'm like, they're talking about the Colts shoddy special teams and how great this returner is, and I'm like, wait a minute. The returner, isn't that the guy who returned the missed field goal? And yes, it was. And he became the first, and to this very day, only man to return the opening kickoff of the Super Bowl back for a touchdown.
Oh,
Fast forward a couple months later into the season now, the 2007 season. It would be October 21st, 2007, the morning of week 7. And I'm watching at a laundromat, which how funny is this? This is the second time we've mentioned laundry on this podcast, but I'm at a laundromat, and that morning we're watching ESPN Countdown, and they're showing highlights. They're showing highlights of the Bears' prior week's game, the Week 6 matchup against the Vikings. And Devin Hester is catching touchdowns as a receiver. I'm like, wait a minute. This guy's a wide receiver now? Devin Hester was drafted as a cornerback, for those who don't know. And I'm sitting there like, they're playing this guy at wide receiver now? He's so dynamic as a returner, and now he gets to be dynamic as a receiver? I like this team now. That's it. That's how it happened. October 21st, 2007. 3 years from this October 21st will be my 20th anniversary as a Bears fan.
You know, it's funny that the seasons before the Giants won the Super Bowl, we have a epic kickoff return or punt return that really hurts us.
Yeah. Well, the Devin one didn't really hurt as much as the other one against the Eagles because you guys blew a big lead only to have. Well, obviously not only to have, but to have the game end like that, where even Deshaun Jackson fumbles the punt, he muffs the punt, and just picks it up and just runs right by everybody.
He just had to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, the missed field goal.
Anywhere else.
The missed field goal was like in the middle of the season, and it was it. My favorite part though about that, remember how in 06, the big hit song by Jim Jones, "We Fly High," and he goes ballin'. Well, the Giants' defensive line, every time they got a sack, they'd go ballin'. So when Hester returned that missed field goal, he jumped in midair when he got in the end zone and did with the ball, the football. He went ballin'. that was my favorite part of that whole return.
That's bad karma.
Nah, that's not bad karma.
See, that's why you guys lost the Super Bowl, because he did that, and that's why we won the Super Bowl the next year.
Nah, we lost the Super Bowl because Rex Grossman is a freaking bum. That's why we lost.
Hold on. If Devin Hester was so good, why didn't he return every kickoff?
Nobody can return every kickoff of the same.
Oh,
game.
Then I guess he's not. I guess, and also, by the way, someone's gonna return a kickoff this year. Super Bowl.
Oh, in the Super Bowl, the opening.
Because of how the freaking new kickoff thing is, it's specifically made so somebody can.
So Velus Jones is going to put his name next to Devin Hester. That's what you're telling me.
It's going to be some random ass team. It's going to be probably the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are not that. The Chiefs just cut your old buddy Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, good riddance to that scumbag. It's gonna be a Chief player returning it for a kickoff. They're gonna bring out Devin Hester. He's gonna take off his gold jacket and give it to that player and say, "I'm no longer relevant." He's gonna fade like they did in the MCU.
No, hell no. But anyway,
he's gonna turn into dust.
No, that's not gonna happen. But Velus Jones will return the opening kickoff of the Super Bowl. If he can freaking catch the ball on these returns, maybe he will return the opening kickoff of the Super Bowl back for a touchdown. And then Caleb will just be throwing dots for the rest of the night. Here you go, Rome. Here you go, DJ.
Well, you guys, a lot of things have to go right for that.
What happened?
So a lot of things have to go right for you guys to even make it to the Super Bowl and then have that situation happen.
And we have a defense, man. That's all you need. Defense wins championships.
It didn't win the championship in 2006. Against the Colts.
Our secondary is so good that we can cut a guy like Greg Stroman, who has been pretty damn good for us in relief role, if you will. Essentially, if somebody gets hurt, he comes in. It seems like every time he comes in, he gets an interception. They cut Greg Stroman because our secondary is so freaking good, we can't even afford to have him on the damn roster. And also this kid, Reddy Stewart, is all of a sudden broken out in the training camp as undrafted rookie, so he got signed to the practice squad. But a guy like Greg Stroman Jr. became we couldn't keep him on the roster. That's how good our secondary is. And now, and now you got freaking Sweat on the D line, and they just picked up a couple more guys on the D line to go with Sweat. A couple of really good pass rushers. This defense is going to be sick this year.
We got a pretty decent defense ourselves. We also had that guy literally leap over that Jets player.
Daniel Jones is your quarterback.
Yes, he is, and it's fucking awesome.
You think that's worse
It's
than having
amazing.
Rex Grossman? That's
No,
worse
it's
than having
not.
Rex Grossman.
No, it's not.
But anyway, so that's September from the non-wrestling portion.
That's just a preview of what's gonna happen when we're doing our previews.
Yeah, the sports portion of what we got coming up. Like I said, the Mets August recap. That'll be September, hopefully September 1st, but we'll see. Then we
Yeah,
got
was that Sunday?
yeah, that will be a Sunday. Maybe not September 1st. Maybe not September 1st.
September 2nd, maybe Labor
Maybe
Day.
we'll see. We'll see. So we got Mets recap, monthly recap. We have the Bears fan and the Giants fan preview the NFL season. We'll mostly just be previewing the Bears and Giants, but yeah, we'll do that. And then the Islanders season preview, which we will probably do like mid September, late September.
Yeah,
Yeah. So for
we have a lot of talk about like Anthony Dunclair being forced to shave his
poor Andy.
take off his dread,
Listen,
being
I like
held down by Lou Lamoriello
listen, I
and
like
Patrick Waugh.
I like Lou as a GM, but that is a horrible rule. The Yankee rule, if you will. I don't agree with it. Like, let these guys wear their hair where they. First of all, look at Brian Wilson. You remember Brian Wilson?
Yeah, I remember Johnny Damon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but Brian Wilson like literally had the nickname the Beard. He was getting like, how you say? He was getting like commercials just for having
Endorsements.
endorsements just for having this cool looking beard. You're going to take away opportunities. Not saying that Anthony Duclair was going to get endorsements for his hair, but still, that's the thing about hair. Like, it's a part of you, and Lou Lamoriello is making Anthony Duclair get rid of a part of him. And Duclair was not shy about saying how he felt. He posted the hair all cut up with a sad emoji in the middle of the picture. He's
It
not.
was just. I'm not going to say he's not happy. I'm just saying he's probably just sad that he's cutting it off. Probably what it really is. It's not like he's, oh, I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh no! Obviously, he's not going to turn around. He knew what he said.
Lou is racist.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's island. It's racist to be an Islander fan. Let's all go. We're all just going to show up in white hoods on October 10th.
Obviously, Duclair knew what he signed up for. The moment he gave us a memorable live stream moment where we saw that Duclair was acquired. Oh shit! Well, something just happened there with Troy. I hope his batteries didn't just die because I have an announcement to make that he has to hear. Hold on a minute. Okay, he's back. He's back. Good. I was about to say you jumped out before we can get to the upcoming.
Lou took me out. I made a joke. Lou sent his people after me.
Because, like I said, we're going to get to what wrestling shows we have coming up to review, but there are shows that I am about to announce that we're going to review that I have not announced to Tro. So I was like, wait a minute. Like if he just dipped out and I already told him before we went on, I could have just been like, well, here's what we got up next. See you guys later. But no, Tro does not know what I'm going to say except for the first couple of shows. So obviously next show is going to be with the Road to Vengeance 04. We're obviously going to review SummerSlam 2004, right?
Of course.
No,
just skip Vengeance.
We just built up Vengeance just to get to SummerSlam.
SummerSlam 2005. Actually.
No, we are going to review Vengeance 2004 next, and then I love Tro for what he picked after that. After Vengeance 04, we will go to SummerSlam 1999, one of my favorite SummerSlams ever, and one of my favorite WWE years ever in 1999.
It's a conspiracy, Gorilla.
And then we will get to the November 29th, as we said earlier, November 29th, 2004 Raw. I'm keeping it in '04 until after this show. The November 29th, 2004 Raw. It's one of my favorite Raws ever. I was a big Randy Orton fan as a kid at this point. I still am to this day. He's one of my all-time favorites. And he was the GM that night. And Melina debuted. She was one of my biggest crushes back in the day. And the night I saw her, that night, that was the first time I ever saw her, I was in awe. And obviously, as we've said before, you and I were both at the Sunrise Mall, the mall that is no longer a thing, sadly. But that
No, not
Sunrise,
really.
yeah, the Sunrise Mall in Long Island. The night
Whoa, hold on.
on Long Island.
We there. I was about to say, Frank, I have to take away your Long
Remember,
Island part of you.
I live in Belrose. I'm
That's
not
still
on
Long Island. It's still Long Island. It's Nassau County.
Okay. Well, was it? Oh yeah. So this was the night of the go home SmackDown to WrestleMania 22. So I actually missed that show, and I'm guessing you did because you were there too that night. I was meeting Melina. I think you were meeting Batista.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was so confused because I didn't know that the shows were taped, and I'm like, how did Melina get from Long Island to Texas so quickly?
Yeah. Batista was hurt, right? So it didn't matter with
Yeah,
him.
he was pissed. He looked so miserable in that photo.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. He's huge in real life.
Oh yeah, obviously he hated everything.
Yeah, obviously they sat next to each other, so it's like, oh yeah, I was there to meet Melina. That doesn't mean I didn't actually see Batista in person, but I obviously could not have like walked up to him and been like, hey, how you doing? Because I didn't pay. I paid for Melina, and my Melina. My Melina autograph is still on the wall right there, right above Jeff McNeil and the 2000 NL Champs 8x10. So, yeah. So that's okay. So November 29th, 2004 Raw. That will be after SummerSlam 99. And then you picked, I believe, December 2nd, is it?
December 2nd or December 5th?
I think it might be 5th. I think I remember you saying 5th. So the December 5th, 2005 SmackDown. Is that the SmackDown where Mark Henry returned and he pulled the cage off?
No, that would have been probably the following week because this was the SmackDown where Undertaker challenged Randy, and that's what hooked me to wrestling.
Okay. So now I have my announcement of where I am going to pick for the show after that. And pack your bags, guys. We're going on another road.
Oh boy.
And this one's going to be a little longer because this is not night after. We're not starting night after the pay-per-view before the upcoming pay-per-view. This is a WrestleMania road. So we're starting with Royal Rumble 99. And me and Christian have reviewed Royal Rumble 99. So we're really starting with the Raw the night after Royal Rumble 99. But just in case, if you want to watch all the shows, you can start after we do the SmackDown in 05. You can watch in our archives the Royal Rumble 99, our review of that. I will put it in the description of the Raw of when we review the Raw the night after. Me and Christian have also reviewed the Saturday Night Raw, which I believe was February 13th, 1999. So that's another one. Did I even say it was WrestleMania? I didn't. I said it was WrestleMania, and then I didn't say what year. It's obviously WrestleMania 15. This is 1999. I've kind of given it away that it's 99, but yeah. So the two shows that we're skipping over because we already reviewed them. Obviously the road to WrestleMania starts with the Royal Rumble. Me and Christian have reviewed Royal Rumble 99. So we start with the night after Royal Rumble 99. I will link I'll put the link to our 99 Royal Rumble review in the description for our night after Royal Rumble review. And then, like I said, that Saturday night Raw on the 13th of February in 1999, I will put the description to that and the review for the Raw before that. But also, there's one also thing we're going to add to this, and this is a small thing. Halftime Heat happened during this road, so we are going to review Halftime Heat as part of whichever Raw was after that.
So we're gonna review that Super Bowl.
No, we're not going to review Falcons and Broncos. No.
Damn it!
But we will review. We're not going to make Halftime Heat its own episode because obviously that would be a quick ass. That wouldn't even be a podcast. That'd just be like a 5-minute YouTube video. It will be whichever Raw happened next. We will start that review with Halftime Heat. You down with that? So Road to WrestleMania 15. We will be doing that right after the December 5th, 2005 SmackDown. And obviously, like I said, if you want to watch our review for that whole time period, Royal Rumble 99 we've already done. So we're not going to do that. And the February 13th, 99 Raw, we've done that already, so that's not going to be. But we will link them in description of the next show when we review the next show. So like I said, Royal Rumble 99, they coming for you, Tro. They coming for you.
The bad take, please.
So Royal Rumble, that might be that. Did Lou call the cops on you?
Yeah.
So Royal Rumble 99, when we review the Raw after, the Raw the night after, I will link Royal Rumble 99 or a review in the description. And then whichever Raw was before the February 13th Saturday Raw, I will link that Raw in the description. And you watch the February 13th right after that review, if you want to watch it in order. But so yeah, and if you've already watched that review, don't watch, both those reviews, don't watch them again. There's no reason to. But hey, if you want to, so you can like watch the whole road to WrestleMania 15, go right ahead. You can. So
won't stop you.
Yeah, that's what we got coming up. Christian did say he did not want to be a part of Road to Vengeance 04. So that's almost over now. We have Vengeance coming up. So who knows if after Vengeance he wants to be a part of it when we do SummerSlam 99? I have no idea. But we will we'll find out. If not, it'll be me and Tro again for SummerSlam 99. And like I said, after that, the November 29th, 2004 Raw, the December 5th, 2005 SmackDown, and then the road to WrestleMania 15. We have not reviewed WrestleMania 15, so we will be finishing that road, obviously, with the pay-per-view review itself. And like I said, Tro, like I told you before the show, even though I didn't tell you which show we were building up to with that next review, I did tell you, if you ever want to do a road to pay-per-view, as long as it's a part of my time period, which I can do anything 80s to about 05, but obviously 80s, I don't know if we could do, because like 80s there was no Raws and SmackDowns, but like anything
we would have to watch primetime wrestling, I think.
So like anything new gen era up to 2005, if you wanna do a road to review, and we will do it. We'll do as many shows as.
I just thought of the show.
Go ahead. What you thought?
So it's going to be it would be a very interesting road too, considering one of the episodes is very, very interesting.
Okay, go ahead.
Road to Unforgiven, 2001.
I'm down. We show you're mentioning though, we have reviewed, and I have no idea. I have no idea why the hell we did. I told Christian I don't want to do tribute shows. I told him I don't want to do tribute shows, but he turned around and said, "Well, let's review the 9/11 show." And it's like we literally had nothing to talk about. There was literally nothing that happened on that show. So
I'm sure we can find something to enlighten the mood.
But like I said, we've already done that. So we skip over that when we do the
post. Yeah,
you want to do Yeah, you want to do Road to Unforgiven 01? I'm pretty sure that 9/11 show's the only one we
Yep.
have reviewed. So
You know
that's the
what?
only one we'll have to skip over.
It'll get even better because then we get to do post 9/11 invasion stuff.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down.
Invasion.
I'm down for the invasion, man. It's one of my
The
favorite.
the alliance. You know what happened last Tuesday was really bad, but boy, oh boy, the alliance, they're pretty bad too.
I'm pretty sure we have not reviewed Unforgiven 01, but let me just make sure. Um,
Stone Cold Steve Austin actually. He's
yeah,
part of the alliance. Yeah, he's actually an active son of a
hey, wait a minute. I just checked our playlist. We're live. Look at that. We're live. Did you know that? We're
Yeah,
live. Musical chairs. How
we're,
about? But no,
we're live, pal.
we um we have not reviewed Unforgiven 01. We have the only show we reviewed. Oh, and by the way, you do realize that's Raw and SmackDown. We're
Yeah,
doing Road. If we're doing Road to Unforgiven 01. That's Raw and SmackDown. I'm
yeah.
down for. I
We'll
love.
have to cram both shows into one episode, I guess.
I was thinking just do them separate. Why not? Why do we
Okay,
gotta cram them into one? Yeah, that
it's
take
gonna
too long.
take
That would take
it's
too
gonna
long.
take us the rest of the year.
You want to do another 6 hour like that
Well,
2000?
it's gonna. I'm saying when we review Raw, we can mix the SmackDown from that weekend.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. We'll
Okay.
we'll make sure that when we get up to that, the Road to Unforgiven, we'll make sure that we try to knock them out as quickly as possible. Because
Yeah,
sometimes we do take long breaks. We'll make sure not to take long breaks.
it's gonna be 2026. We'll be like, okay, we're finally done with Unforgiven 2001. Now what do you want to do?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure the only show we reviewed on the road to Unforgiven 2001 was that 9/11 episode. And hell, that 9/11 episode had nothing to do with the storylines. So it doesn't even count, in my opinion, as a road to Unforgiven storyline. I still don't understand why why Christian wanted to review that show. I told him afterwards, like, why the hell did we even do that? There was nothing to talk about on that show. But he
Oh, The
wanted
Rock was on there.
yeah, The Rock did some cool stuff with Sean Stasiak and everything. The thing is, remember, just like your not our, I wasn't a part of that, but remember your XFL review? Like, what the
Nick
hell?
to Navel.
You guys didn't talk barely anything about the XFL. Neither of you watched the original XFL, so why the hell are you talking about it? Well, he wanted to talk about the wrestling aspect of it, the business aspect of it. It's like, why? And then so here with 9/11, he wanted to tell 9/11 stories. It's like I understand that, talk about like where you were. Could have did that as a separate, like a Cybele shoot. Back then we weren't doing Cybele shoots yet because it was early on in like that was like early into our run. It was still like 2022, our first year.
Yeah.
Um it was like we could have talked about 9/11 in a separate video that had nothing to do with wrestling.
Well, just remember, for as bad as 9/11 was, it wasn't as bad as when the U.S. government tried to take out Vince McMahon.
I thought you were gonna say it wasn't as worse as our XFL.
Hey, I'm just going by what Stephanie McMahon said.
Well, we kind of covered that too, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of our shortest episodes too, and it still to this day only has 3 views, and I'm very happy about that. I don't even want to promote it. Don't watch it, guys. We literally had nothing to talk about because it wasn't a show. It was a tribute show, and I told him like early on. I might have told him like right after we did that show. I was like, look, when it comes to tribute shows, I don't want to do the Owen Hart tribute. Out of respect to Owen Hart, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the Eddie tribute. None of these tribute shows, I don't want to review them. And we're never going to review Over the Edge 99. Just for anybody,
Nope.
we're never going to review that. So yeah, and he wanted to do that tribute show, the 9/11 tribute show. But yeah, so I can't wait to do the Road to Unforgiven 01. That's gonna be fun. So we have a couple of roads coming up. The road to WrestleMania 15 and the road to Unforgiven 2001. That will be the first road where we go both Raw and SmackDown because obviously WrestleMania. Well, first Vengeance '04 was a Raw only pay per view. WrestleMania 15 there was no SmackDown yet, and so obviously now Unforgiven '01 was pre brand extension. So obviously it is a Raw and SmackDown pay per view. That will be our first. That's going to be a very long road, but it's going to be fun. I love 2001 WWE. Unforgiven was probably like down there with Judgment Day as like my least favorite pay-per-views of '01, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed Unforgiven.
When Kurt won Unforgiven in '01, he avenged 9/11. He beat the evil terrorist Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Obviously, that's why Angle. I think Austin came up with it to have Angle win because of 9/11, obviously. But it was also in Pittsburgh, so obviously he was the hometown boy. But
could you imagine he loses? Stone Cold's like, "Oh hell yeah, that's what you get, America. Fuck you."
Well, whenever they do like 9/11. Whenever they talk about 9/11, obviously they talk about two things that lifted the spirits of America. One, Mike Piazza's home run, which I cannot believe Pete Alonso has tied Mike Piazza for on the Mets home run list. He did it last night. I can't believe that. Very quick.
Yeah, it's about time.
About time he's did it in like, well, how many years was Piazza? So 98, 99. Yeah. So he started May of 98, 99, 2000, 2001. 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. That's 8 years that Piazza did all of his home runs with the Mets. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 6 years. He did it in a lesser time. He tied Mike Piazza in a less time.
Well, to be fair, one of those years was with the juice ball.
Yeah, he did in about 5.
Well, and the other year was because of COVID.
Yeah, well, COVID, that makes it even more. The fact that COVID was involved, there's 60 games that season. He did it in about 5 years, about 5 seasons. That's impressive.
Personally, I think 2020 shouldn't count.
It absolutely counts, whether you like it or not.
No, I don't. That's the one season where I'm like, out of like all the other professional sports leagues that year, I'm like, no, you have a very valid argument for that not counting.
Well, anyway, whenever anybody talks about the great moments that lifted the spirits of America, they talk about Mike Piazza's home run, and then they talk about Kurt Angle winning the title at
Of course. And then we all remember when the Arizona Diamondbacks won the World Series, and they said, "We dedicate this to Al Qaeda." Fuck you, New York.
The fact that the Diamondbacks were villainized just for being
Louis.
Opponent of a New York team in that World Series is ridiculous.
Luis Gonzalez Bin Laden.
Hey, he beat the game's greatest closer in the biggest spot of all time, the spot any kid dreams about. Game 7, 2 outs, game on the line, and he beat the game's greatest closer.
He did not beat Jerry's Familia.
Tro, your fandom is showing.
He didn't beat Jerry's Familia. He didn't beat K-Rod.
K-Rod, oh my gosh.
He didn't beat Bobby Parnell.
Bobby Parnell for a couple of years after he learned that was it a knuckle? Yeah, it was a knuckleball he learned from Isringhausen, right? For a couple of years after Isringhausen taught him that, he was pretty good.
He didn't beat David Robinson.
David Robinson, the guy was like our closer for 3 months before they traded him.
Yeah, but he also was he was the closer who was coming after Mariano Rivera too.
Yeah, he was. That's true.
What a downgrade that was for them.
Hey,
no wonder they sucked for a couple of years.
David Robinson is obviously anybody's a downgrade from Mariano Rivera, but David Robinson still had a really good career. He's not Mariano, but who is? Besides maybe Trevor Hoffman.
Look, we don't talk about Trevor Hoffman. He's not Mariano Rivera, so he doesn't get any love.
It is crazy that Obviously, when you get like the best quarterback against the best quarterback in the Super Bowl, everybody hypes that up. But when it's best closer versus best closer, nobody hyped that up. Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman have actually faced off in the World Series. Nobody talks about that.
Well, to be fair, that was a crappy World Series.
It was the Yankees swept that. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the amazing 1998 Yankees.
Yeah. I
When
love
they won
the
again.
I love that old ballpark that the Padres had back then with the grass all over the
Yeah,
field.
the little palm, the
Yeah,
palm
the
tree out of nowhere.
palm trees. Yeah, I love that stadium, man. I like it better than Petco Park.
Not everyone loves Petco.
I do. I like Petco, but I like that old stadium. I'm nostalgic for the late '90s, early 2000s stadiums, man. You know, I like Shea better than City. I like old Yankee better
Yeah.
than new Yankee.
Well, everyone
Uh,
does. Everyone likes everyone from other than like unless you're like a diehard blinded by your Yankee fandom. I think like the vast majority of people say no, Yankee Stadium, Yankee Stadium sucks.
I think even if you're blinded by your Yankee fan, I think you still love that original stadium because most of the best moments for that franchise, all of the best moments except for
You
maybe
see,
'09, have happened in
it's
the
not
original.
like that's the difference between Met fans and Yankee fans, where we're like, no, Shea was great, but City Field is so much better.
See, I
Like Shea had that charm to it,
hmm.
but City Field is just one of the best ballparks in all of baseball
See,
today.
I love City Field, but I like Shea better. I do. I love Shea, man. That was a great stadium.
It's like how people still have a hard on for the Coliseum.
The Coliseum was a good play, but UBS is better though. UBS is
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, UBS is so much better. They're all like, oh, they should have just moved back to the Coliseum. Cool, they did that for a few years. Guess what? Didn't work out. We don't have enough seats.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's easier. It's easier for people to get to UBS Arena than it is taking fucking Hempstead Turnpike
And
midday
I,
traffic.
and obviously Barclays was not hockey friendly.
But I liked Barclays though. That's the difference. Yeah, everyone hated Barclays. I liked it.
I never had a problem. See, I never went to. I've sadly never been to a hockey game yet.
I
So
I can tell you from where I was sitting,
mm,
my seats were good because I could see the whole ice from where I was sitting. But I do know that the scoreboard wasn't centered. That was like a big problem for some people
right.
for whatever reason.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
This I will say, the steps at Barclays Center are incredibly dangerous.
Hmm. I didn't know that.
They were very steep,
Hmm.
but the ushers were
Um.
nice.
Yeah. I have fond memories of Barclays because I was some great moments did happen for us. I mean, remember Tavares scoring the double overtime goal to finally win a playoff series. Um, I want to say
That's
the Alan
where
Quine. I want to say the Alan Quine moment, but I think that happened at Florida, in Florida.
it's where we had our black jerseys.
Oh my gosh, the black
Those
jerseys,
beautiful, those
those
beautiful black
ugly,
jerseys.
those ugly ass jerseys, and people want to shit on the fishermen and the reverse
Well,
retro
Fisher,
fishermen.
no,
Those are
Fisherman
way
sucked.
hell no. Those are way better than the black
No,
jersey.
because the
Way better.
fishermen represent fisherman represents the dark
Oh,
period.
oh, please! They were not losing back in the '90s because of the fisherman jerseys.
I'm pretty sure they had a big part of it.
This is beautiful. This
Yeah,
is
it's
beautiful.
horrible.
Yeah.
No, because you
You-
want to know what makes it bad is the only good part of the fisherman was the teal, and they didn't even do that
I,
right.
well, I agree that they should have kept the teal, but orange and blue is the team's colors. That's why
But
I
why are we incorporating orange now when we never incorporate orange?
there is
It's
teal
the only
on
color
the
that we don't. It's the only
there
color we don't use.
there is teal there on the fisherman's tail or whatever the hell that is. Um, they
I
they
think
use.
people.
You don't remember like the early mid 2000s when they had orange jerseys? This is literally what this hat is. This hat right here.
No
When
one
they
remembers the mid to early 2000s Islanders.
but those jerseys, those orange jerseys, I love them. Those were great jerseys too. I wish I had one. That was a
That's why
great.
we almost moved.
Oh my gosh, Kansas City, the Kansas City Islanders, owned by Patrick Mahomes.
You know how many freaking jerseys we win? Whenever they do the jersey history on the ice at UPS Arena, some people pay attention, some people don't.
Yeah.
But when we get to the 2000s, it's literally here's our logo slightly different. Here's a slightly different logo. Here's our orange logo. Here's when we first did black, which was horrible.
Yeah.
Here's when we did black again, but good.
Yeah, I don't like the black jerseys. I'm sorry. I
I
know
like
you said
them.
they fit better, which
They felt amazing to put on. What can I say? Those I don't even know who made them, but they were comfortable as hell to put on.
that would be my only issue, but with this reverse retro. But I think I mistakenly picked the wrong size. Like I think I was. I hate how they do it by number. It's like fucking. This is a 56. I think I was supposed to get a 58. So I think I fucked up there. But it's still. I can still wear it. It just feels a little bit uncomfortable. So that's. But that might be my fault, not the jersey itself's fault. But still, why the hell? Why can't you just say extra large or large, or instead of doing it by numbers? That fucking annoys me.
Because phonetics sucks.
Yeah. Well.
Phonetics is horrible. I never stuck with them. Get your Anthony Dunclair jersey. Number 11. Shane Prince.
Oh yeah, he's got Shane Prince's number. Nice.
Yeah, apparently people in the censorship group still don't know how to take a fucking joke.
Why? What happened? You brought up Shane Prince and people got
because when it first came out, I'm like, taking Anthony Dunclair is taking Islanders legend Shane Prince's number, and one of the comments was, "Who writes this shit?" And I replied with, "Yeah, I don't know who writes this crap, but whoever does should be reported to a mod or an admin."
You are an admin.
Yeah, I'm a mod. I'm like, yeah, what dumbass is saying Islanders a legend at him? Shane Prince.
Shane Prince, yeah.
And I'm saying it all in joking. Like half the people are like, he wasn't an Islanders legend. Who says he's an Islander? It's like, take a fucking joke, you fuck.
Doesn't every sport fan by now know the such and such legend part in that joke now? Like Mike Piazza, Oakland A's legend. That's the joke. Like player, obviously with Shane Prince, he wasn't great for anybody. But still to call him an Islanders legend, it still kind of fits that joke.
Well, somebody did get me because they're like, "Oh, maybe you should just take number 12's number." I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, them are fighting where
there would have been real rage. There would have been real.
Oh, rage. I would have a fucking rant like none other.
What if Anthony Duclair wore number 12 and had a better career as an Islander than Bailey did and won us a couple of cups?
Yeah. I wouldn't care.
He still would have hated that he wore 12.
Look, Anthony Duclair is going to stick out on the ice for more than just his hair. And it's obviously because of his skill.
Right.
There's nothing else. There's no other reason why he'd stick out.
So yeah, I guess that's good enough for tonight. We have Vengeance to complete the road to Vengeance coming up, and obviously, like I said, we have a bunch of sports stuff for September. We will obviously get some pro wrestling reviews in there too. Hopefully, we will be starting the road to Unforgiven 01 by maybe late September, early October. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. We do have the road to WrestleMania 15 in between there, but hopefully we will. I can say we'll at least get to the road to WrestleMania 15 in September, early September.
Yeah,
we're gonna knock these upcoming reviews from Vengeance 04 to the December 5th 05 SmackDown. We're gonna try to knock those out of the way quickly. In fact, do you want to do Vengeance maybe tomorrow?
I should be able to do tomorrow.
All right, so there you go. We will do Vengeance 2004 tomorrow. We will review that tomorrow. And we're going to try to get everything out of the way quickly to get into the road to WrestleMania 15 in September. Tro is jokingly saying we're gonna get to Unforgiven '01, the road to Unforgiven '01 by the end of this year. Hopefully we won't. Hopefully we can do that way before the end of this year.
To be fair, we do have we still have other shows. We still have the SummerSlam. We have your show and then my show, and then we get to the road to WrestleMania. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're those all those we're gonna try to knock out
yeah,
before. Like we're going to hopefully get into WrestleMania 15 Road to by early September.
yeah,
It's
because
not like we're doing 10 shows before that. It's only it's Vengeance
yeah,
04, SummerSlam 99, uh Raw November 29th 04, and then your December 5th SmackDown. So that's four shows. Only got four shows to get out of the way before we get to our upcoming Road to pay-per-view shows, where we will be skipping over three shows in that. By the way, you do realize Road to WrestleMania 15, we're going to be reviewing Saint. Oh, what? Hang on, let me
St.
check.
Valentine.
We might have reviewed that. Let me just make sure. I just
And
saw. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I will say once we reach October is
Mhm.
when it starts to get kind of sketchy for when we're doing shows because I can't do them during the weekdays because I'll have work. And
Okay.
then nights when the Islanders are playing at home, I
Right.
obviously won't be able to do it. So October is going to be like that, kind of like that little sketchy.
Right.
October when hockey starts is when it'll be sketchy.
Yeah.
But thankfully, at least for us, the Islanders play at home on the 10th, and they don't play again at home until the 19th. So
We
we'll have like a whole week.
we have not reviewed St. Valentine's Day Massacre. So the Road to WrestleMania 15 will feature two pay-per-views. St.
A
Valentine's Day
pit stop.
Massacre. Yes, it will feature a pit stop. It will feature St. Valentine's Day Massacre and then obviously WrestleMania 15 itself. We've reviewed Royal Rumble 99 already, me and Christian. That was like year one. That was a part of year one. And again, the February 13th Raw of 1999, we reviewed that. So that won't be a part of it. But again, anytime we get into where we got to link a show in the description because we've already done that, I will do that just in case there's somebody out there that wants to watch the reviews in order.
Yep.
So yeah, that's about it for tonight. Thank you to anybody who's watched. Thank you to IXXYX, or excuse me, IZZYX for saying hello at about 7:57. He said that at about 7:57 p.m. It is now 9:31. We went for pretty long today. It wasn't the 6 hour review, but it was a long show.
We hadn't talked to each other in so long,
I know
so
for
that's
that one,
why.
that was the first show after I got home. So that's what
Yeah.
happened there. Yeah. So we will see you next time. Please subscribe and hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody. And just be on the lookout for our future shows. Thank you very much.